I'm Kate Samela, mother of 2 and pediatric dietitian and author of Give Peas a Chance, the foolproof guide to feeding your picky toddler. Today I'm going to show you how to make a kid favorite macaroni and cheese. And I know it's so easy to go ahead and pop open a box of Kraft mac and cheese, but sometimes you can really get more nutrients when you make it yourself. Plus that homemade taste, you just can't beat it. So what we have on the counter here are all the things you need to make what we call a roux, which is just a fancy name for cheese sauce that's melted over the stove. The key is when you're making something that has less fat in it, make sure you keep some products that do have some fat. So you'll see here, this is shredded sharp cheddar cheese, and it's 1 cup of shredded cheese that's reduced fat and 1 cup that's full fat. The sour cream that I use to add some creaminess, consistency to the cheese sauce is a light reduced fat. And then the rest of these things are just seasonings that can really help add that sharpness and pinch to the cheese sauce. So we have a tablespoon of butter, which we melt on top of the stove on a low to medium heat, so like number 4 on your dial. And you make sure it doesn't burn on the bottom, so if it starts to turn brown, it's heated too fast. We have regular flour. This is 3 tablespoons of flour that you add to the butter, and then you're going to be whisking it quickly to make sort of the base of the sauce, and you'll see it kind of come together. It may get clumpy, but that's okay. And then you're going to take, once you're whisking in the butter and added the flour, then you're going to be pouring about 1.5 cups, and this is a mixture of fat-free half and half and 2% milk. So the combination lowers the fat content, but still lends that creamy consistency that macaroni and cheese needs. Once you're whisking that, you're going to be basically adding your spices to give the sauce that flavor that we love. This is dry mustard powder, but it's ground mustard, and you do that with about a tablespoon of that. A little shake of cinnamon, this is nutmeg, and it's basically 1/8 of a teaspoon. Paprika, it can be hot depending upon how spicy you like things, and Tabasco sauce. And then lastly, you're going to add a splash of Worcestershire sauce, and that really brings home the flavor. Once you heat this on top of the stove for about 3 to 4 minutes, you're constantly whisking. Let it kind of bubble and pop. And once it does that, move it away from the heat. So put it in the middle of your stove, and you just pour in the cheese. And what happens is the heat sort of just melts the cheese all together, and you can stir it all up, and that's your cheese sauce. So you can pour right over the pasta. Okay, so now our cheese sauce is ready to go. Give it a last quick stir. And we're basically going to pour the melted cheese sauce over the cooked pasta. And again, you're cooking elbow macaroni or pipettes or anything that you like as directed on the package. It's usually about 8 to 10 minutes. You don't want to overcook it because then your macaroni will be way too soggy. So once you get all the really good cheese sauce in there, you're going to fold the cheese sauce in. And it's not so much of a stir. You want to just loosen it up and sort of turn it over so that the cheese sauce coats the pasta. You're going to spray the bottom of your baking dish with non-stick cooking spray. And then transfer this into what's going into the oven. This is a really nice dish to have around too. You can make it ahead of time and then reheat it later on that day. But it also really doesn't take that long from start to finish to make it for dinner. Okay, and usually what I like to do is before I put it in the oven, I'll take some dried breadcrumbs and just sprinkle it over the top. And a little bit of paprika for some color. And then you're good to go. And we have to bake it at 350 degrees for 25 minutes until it's brown and bubbly on the top. And I'm Kate Samela, author of Give Peas a Chance, the foolproof guide to feeding your picky toddler. Happy eating.